Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny. I'm a tropical Western astrologer for those of you that are new to me. For those of you returning, you know that I have never done this before, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be doing a daily update on the astrology of September 2025, the energy update. I'm going to be pulling a card on the astrology. I'm going to be talking about the energy of September because let's be honest, I've been coaching all year long on leading up to this month. This is eclipse season and oh, so much more. So, yes, I've always been saying that there's these five outer planets, four of them are changing sign in 2025. And the fifth one was Pluto that started the whole party in November of 2024, changing into Aquarius once and for all. And so here we are. Five outer planets changing signs within months of each other. This is unprecedented. Us astrologers can't find a time in history when this has happened. And yes, it does suggest new era energy, a whole new beginning, huge, huge, huge endings and closures for huge, huge, huge new beginnings. It's new earth, it's the new world, it's the new us. It's us connecting with our highest timeline. Okay. It's us connecting with our future self and getting onto that timeline that we know we belong on. So, what I'm going to do first is just give a quick overview of the September 2025 astrology, and then I'll go into each day. Okay. So, I'm going to share the screen. I hope you love the cosmic background. I got all this organized. Hopefully, I'm doing it right. Okay. Hopefully, I know what I'm doing. Okay. And so I'm sharing screen now, and then I'm going up here, right? Yeah, I'm going here, and then I'm going here, and I'm going to share this, and I'm going to present. Here it is, September 2025. Do you love it? Okay, so bear with me. I have not done this before on video, and so hopefully you can follow along quite well. And you can screenshot this so that you can get an overview and you can study this yourself. So I've done the research and I've been looking at the cosmos for September 25. And I've been coaching people not only about these five outer planets that I keep talking about, changing the new era and all that stuff, but I've also been coaching people that 2025 equals nine, and now September is nine. These are the endings that the cosmos have been urging us to close the door, stop doing the bad habit, say goodbye to that relationship that is no longer serving you. Get rid of the toxic or the old. Do we need to label it toxic? Maybe we do, but maybe what we're trying to say is that's the old version of us that is no longer going to be serving us in the new chapter. And so September 2025 is the pivotal. This is it. And I want to talk about the bigger picture that it's setting up for as well. Okay, so here we are, September 2025, eclipse season is coming. Well, it was kickstarted. If you follow my videos, you saw that I said that it technically started on the August 2022 0 degree new moon in Virgo. So that was not an eclipse, but it was very eclipsy. It basically kickstarted eclipse season for September. So we're in it. Okay, we're in it. But here are the actual eclipses of September right here. September 7, we've got a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees Pisces. So you need to know your birth chart. If you don't know your birth chart, by all means, reach out to me because we need to know where these eclipses are hitting our particular birth chart, the area of life. This is where we need to know what we need to close the door on, what we need to say goodbye to so that we can have the big, bold new beginning. And then September 21, we've got the new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees Virgo. Okay, but sure, there's other things too in September of 2025, and here they are. Okay, Saturn retrograde goes into Pisces on September 1. So the first day of September. So we're going to talk about that for September 1. This is huge. Saturn is already retrograde and it goes back into Pisces on September 1. Mercury moves through Virgo and Libra all of September. Very, very fast energy. Uranus stations retrograde on September 6. That's like right before the lunar eclipse. That's right. And that's when Uranus stations retrograde. We've got Mars entering Scorpio on September 22. Again, very fast energy, just like Mercury. Fast forward. The inner planets, the personal planets, are all going forward in September. So we're going to talk about that. We've got the Sun entering Libra, and it's the autumn equinox, both happening on September 22. And we've got Venus will enter, this is another inner planet moving very fast, and it's going to enter Virgo on September 19. So that's sort of a quick overview of the other things happening in September, besides, of course, eclipses. So, just to summarize what all of this means, this might sound like a lot of astrological jargon. I just wanted to summarize what this energy of September is here. So, all of the outer planets except for Jupiter will be retrograde in September. Okay. While all of the interpersonal planets are direct. So that's very interesting. The outers are retrograde, the inners are direct. So this might feel like we want to move forward in our personal lives, but there's blocks and restrictions, like bigger blocks, red tape, like the you feel like you can't move forward because of all these big things in your way. It might feel like that in September, you know, also with all this eclipse stuff going on. And then the other thing is it might feel like it's a stall in our plan. But I want to encourage you that you just know that there is a bigger picture here and it's trying to unfold. And it's our higher self asking us for patience and focus and discernment and getting the job done right, not getting the job done fast. So that's what the outer planets versus the inner planets are doing. Inner planets, personal planets, all going forward and straight, quick, quick, quick. That's Venus, that's Mercury, that's Mars, that's the sun, quick, 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 quick. We know this energy well. But then the outer planets, so further away, we're not quite as in tune with them as we are the personal planets. They're all stationing retrograding, asking us to relook, reanalyze, and give it a stalled moment. And I strongly feel that it's actually the cosmos helping us because there's going to be such huge changes in all of our lives in September with these eclipses happening on the 7th and 21st. Of course, it's not on the day of. So for some people it is, but give or take, a 10-day period, stuff happens around eclipses. Stuff comes into our life, stuff ends. Big endings, big closures, big new beginnings, stuff that we never even could have imagined, stuff like this. So I feel like the cosmos are helping us with the outer planets going fast, or sorry, the inner planets going fast, but the outer planets asking us to slow down, have some discernment. Okay. We need to tap into our heart center so that we know what's the best direction for us. We need to have focus. Focus on the monkey mind. The monkey mind is going fast this month. Lots of overthinking, lots of monkey minding. But the outer planets are asking us to have some focus and do this on the daily and have some discernment. So I feel like there's such huge astrology happening in 2025. So, or in September, yes, in 2025, but in September of 2025, this is the crescendo. This is when it changes. This is when all of life is going to change for us. And it's almost like October 1st, 2025 is the new year. It's almost like that. It's almost like here is the new beginning. And it's setting us up for this huge conjunction that's happening in February of 2026. And we're going to be talking about that in these dailies, about how the cosmos are urging us strongly to have the focus, have the patience, work on the thing, set the boundaries, and make some big decisions so that by February 20th, 2026, when there's this huge conjunction that we're going to be talking about, it's going to change everything. And it truly is new era energy. And by then we have built the thing, right? By then we have focused on the thing, right? And I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you go through your birth chart so that you can know where this energy is hitting you. So that's what I'm going to be doing on these dailies. And I'm so excited to be here for you. This is the first time I've ever done this, like I said. So bear with me. I'm learning all the things along with you, and I am setting the structures and building the thing and making the dream a reality every single day and focusing on it every single day, which is exactly what the cosmos are urging us to do. So let's pull a card on just September 2025. Woo! It's coming out. They're coming out. Okay, they're coming out. Here you go. Here you go. We're going to put those back in and we're going to pull a card for September 2025. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, this is the card for September 2025. Knight of Wands in reverse. Oh, can you see it? There it is. Knight of Wands in reverse. So when he's upright, he's not quite the king. So the King of Wands is extremely magnetic and knows how to manifest all the things, and things just come to him so easily. So he's trying to get there, but he's not quite the king and he's not quite as magnetic as he wants to be. So this is sort of how we're feeling. Like we can feel this energy. It's extremely palpable. We're not exactly sure how to get there yet. We're not quite the king yet. I get it. We're all there. Okay. And so that's why I'm here to step you through this energy. I've said so many times, if I had a nickel for every text message that has come through from friends, family, clients going, what the heck is going on with these cosmos? I get it. It's a lot. So that's why I'm here. And we're going to look into every day of September, what is going on with the cosmos. And you're going to see that the first week, the first 7 days of September is so much. And so I'm really looking forward. Just even the first week of September is so much energy. So by all means, stick with me, ask me the questions. And if you like the way that I coach and I teach, then by all means, sign up with me in September because my prices will be increasing in October. I do one-to-one coaching. We can dive deep into all the things. I do astrology readings for chart reading for 1 hour, and I also have a membership. So check out my services, sign up with me this month, and follow me on these daily updates. September 18th. Okay, so Mercury's making big moves, made big moves yesterday, making big moves today. And I was saying in yesterday's report that Mercury is the messenger of God. And in the earlier reports in September, I was using really nice language like change our mindsets. Now I'm saying things like, okay, look, we have got to reprogram our subconscious mind. So I wrote the book on it. Here it is. This is my shadow work book. Never before has there been a time to do shadow work. Shadows is recognizing our triggers. Triggers are our friends. Triggers are begging us to finally give them a look. When the trigger comes up, are we going to react or are we going to respond? That's what this sandwiched in between the eclipses time is always like. This one's a little bit more. And this solar eclipse coming up on the 21st is opposing Saturn. Saturn started this whole party on September 1st. I keep talking about it, urging us strongly to set boundaries and have some restrictions and do some work and do it daily because it's in Virgo, the South Node's in Virgo, and that's all about noticing our thoughts. Where do our thoughts go? Every single day, have an end of day inventory. This is something I go over in my shadow workbook here. Do an end of day inventory. Where did my thoughts go? Was I blaming? Was I shaming? Was I gossiping? Was I having shame spirals? Was I blaming myself? Was I having negative self thoughts? It's okay. You're allowed to have whatever thoughts you have, but at the end of the day, it's very empowering to see where our thoughts go because we can't play around anymore. It's not really about mindset shifts, it's about reprogramming our programs. And if we find ourselves in this time in history, and we know what happened on the 10th of September, brought up a lot of triggers for a lot of people. And if we find ourselves blaming and that going against each other, the polarization, that's exactly what the powers that should not be want us to do. They want us to hate each other. They want us to fight so that we get very distracted, so that we don't look at what truly matters, so that we're not raising our vibration, shining our light in this world where it's so needed. So Let's look at the 18th of September. Here it is. We're coming down here. We're presenting 18th of September. So I keep talking about this Saturn going back into Pisces on September 1st. Like we really need to do this work daily. And it's like I do laugh, but like it's getting serious, folks. We had the lunar eclipse on the 7th. The sun was conjunct the south node at 18 degrees Virgo when that thing happened in the world. And I said the 18-degree mark is very difficult, right? And so the aftermath of all this, where are our thoughts going? Are we hating the one side? Are we reading the headlines and scrolling on social media and seeing what they want us to get distracted with and feeling like, oh, they're different than us and we're the good ones and they're the bad ones? And are you feeling so polarized about this and seeing what some of your friends and family are writing about it online? And are you going down that rabbit hole, monkey minding? Because Mercury's involved so many times. I keep talking about how Mercury's involved on all these days. And that's the overthinking. That's the monkey mind that we can go down shame spirals, shaming others, shaming ourselves if we are allowing it. But the power of using a trigger to learn and becoming the great observer and seeing. So somebody that is one of the biggest rascals in our life, and we know those rascals, they've bullied us. We know who those rascals are, but to be able to rewrite the script and flip the script of those bullies, of those rascals, and just going, wow, they're the ones. That rascal over there that did that thing, that's the event. That gave me the power to step into my power, to become the great observer, to no longer react, but to respond and to take charge of my emotions so my emotions don't take charge of me. That's when I reprogrammed my program. So, noticing the rascals, aka the bullies, noticing our triggers, owning our shadows, doing the shadow work. We're in it. This is what we need to be doing, and we need to be doing it daily. And we're being triggered. All of us are. Nobody's perfect. I'm getting triggered all the time. So, and I'm getting way better. The thing is, I'm learning to empower myself. I'm getting way better. Oh, it's a trigger. Step back. Go through it. Transmute it. Getting way better. I blame nobody anymore. You know, I used to go down the blame game. I used to give you big, long victim stories. And I just don't tell the stories anymore. That's such a key in our healing is we don't tell our victim stories. We don't write about them. We don't talk about them. We flip the script. So here we are. September 17th was yesterday. Mercury at the very end degree of Virgo, 29 degree, was opposite Saturn because Saturn's at 29 degree Pisces. So this was a solar eclipse activation that I talked about yesterday. All the things that I went on a massive rant about all these things about reprogramming yesterday. And so today, September 18, Mercury enters Libra, so it's 0 degree Libra now. Mercury is entering 0 degree Libra. So yesterday, Mercury went over the eclipse point, and today it's going over Mercury is going over the equinox point. So the day after the eclipse, the solar eclipse, the 22nd, is the fall equinox. So Mercury is going there now. So yesterday, Mercury went where the sun and the moon will be on the eclipse day. And today, Mercury is going where the fall equinox is going. So also, Mercury is opposite Neptune. So remember, Mercury is God's messenger. Are you open and ready to receive the message from God, from spirit, divine, your higher self, whatever you want to call it? Or are you running on programs? You know, we are running on programs. For those that are blaming and shaming and blaming everyone and angry, 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 and saying, I'm better than them, we're the good guys, they're the bad guys, that polarizing energy, that's the powers that should not be want us to be doing. They want us to be so distracted and hating each other and squabbling and fighting with each other so that we're becoming extremely distractive and just living in our programs and not taking our power back. You take your power back when you become the great observer and you reprogram those programs that are on repeat. Okay. Also, Mercury in Libra at 0 degree Libra is trining Uranus and Pluto. So big activations here on the 18th about taking back our power, reprogramming those programs. Mercury is God's messenger. It truly is. Are we willing to receive the message from divine, from our higher self, from our spirit guides, whatever you want to call it? I call it God a lot of the time. I know that's a very triggering word, and that's okay to be triggered by the word God. And so maybe you can step into that trigger and say, what do you need to teach me today? And what can I learn from you today? Trigger of the word God. We're being triggered left, right, and center. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing to be triggered. I think for the longest time, in the online coaching space, whatever you want to call us, spiritual mentors or life coaches, whatever you want to call us, it would be like a bad thing if you're getting triggered. But it's like, no, it's a good thing. If you're getting triggered, it means you're human. It means you're an innocent soul. It means you're noticing what is still there that is begging to be healed. And I go into that in my shadow workbook that a trigger, if it keeps popping up, it keeps popping up. Or you keep, like, for instance, an example of a repeated trigger would be like you keep dating the same kind of guy. So he keeps, like, for instance, he keeps cheat. You keep dating people that cheat on you. That's just an example of a trigger that keeps coming up, and you just haven't had the wherewithal, the courage, the resources, the emotional ability, whatever. You just haven't looked at the trigger yet. Because once you look at the trigger, you no longer disown the trigger. You no longer disown that shadow. You no longer disown that part of yourself. And you say, why have you shown up for me again today? What are you here to teach me? And then that's how you reprogram it. And we're all being triggered in a big way in between these two eclipses. The solar eclipse is soon because today's the 18th. The solar eclipse, which is opposing Saturn, and that Saturn, I think, is key to our growth, to our evolution, our ascension, whatever you want to call it. That Saturn is trying to teach us how to deal with what's coming, this dream reality that I keep talking about that's going to be unfolding on February 20th, 2026 and onward, because you're going to have Neptune, dream, and reality, Saturn, together at 0 degree Aries. That 0 degree Aries mark is the creation degree. It's the beginning degree. It is the whole, it's the very beginning of the entire zodiac. It's like whole new world, new era energy. So dream reality, those two planets coming together at the 0 degree creation mark. Saturn is trying to help us get there by working on our stuff daily. And if you are still being triggered left, right, and center, it's okay. You're not falling behind. You're not far behind. It's just an invitation to work on it because this dream reality is available, but it's coming up. And these eclipses are really teaching us how to get out of that polarized us versus them. We're the good guys, they're the bad guys, all that. The powers that should not be want us to fight like that. And that's over. That's programs that no longer serve us. Here's the cards. The Magician upright. This is a major arcana. You listen. You sit up and you listen when a major arcana shows up. This is the Magician upright. He's the number one. So after the Fool is the 0 degree mark I was talking about with Aries. This is it. Once you step off the cliff, like the Fool card in the tarot is like he's stepping off the cliff. He's not even looking. He's taking the leap. He'll think about it later. And then you become the magician and it's abracadabra, right? We all have this ability. We all have this power within all of us. It's just a matter of focusing on our thoughts. And with the South Node in Virgo, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury rules our thoughts. It's also the messenger of God. So why not tune into divine thoughts as opposed to programmed thoughts that they want us to just spiral down into? Why can't we become the powerful magicians of our lives? Seven of Wands, we're done with all this fighting. See, like he's defending himself. He's like, no, I didn't mean it that way. Oh, what I meant to say was this. And oh, you're not listening. And I'm not being seen and heard. And oh, God, it's exhausting. We're getting out of this. We got this in reverse. Like we're just getting exhausted with over explaining ourselves, and we don't have to. That's the beauty. Once you start doing shadow work and you realize like how powerful you are, and you take charge of your emotions and you take charge of your thoughts, you realize like I don't need to explain myself to anyone. If you are deeply committed to misunderstanding me, go for it. I have absolutely no desire to over-explain myself to you if you want to hold on to a version of me that is not true. Ace of Cups. This is a very powerful card. This is a new beginning in our emotional wellness. This is a new beginning in our intuitive wellness. This is a new beginning. Our cup runneth over because our emotions are on track. We are having a new emotional beginning because of all this hard work that we're doing. Yes, it is hard work. The spiritual work is work. It is work to focus on our thoughts. It takes focus to see where our thoughts are going and to reprogram our programs, to delete the old programs and to reprogram new ways of thinking, new ways of being and showing up in this world. And when we do this, there's a new emotional beginning for all of us. The High Priest. This is another major arcana. This is the Taurus card. This is like a new tangible. Like Taurus has tangible things like money in the bank, jobs that serve us, pleasure. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Yeah, the beginning card was a major arcana, magician, and the end card is the High Priest. And this is all about being our own guru. We don't need a guru out there telling us what to believe. We don't need religion to tell us how to be moral. We don't need religion to tell us what to think. We are our own guru. Christ consciousness lives within all of us if we're just willing to find it. If we're willing to shine that light and rediscover and remember that light that lives within all of us. Ten of Cups upright. This is a very positive reading that I'm receiving today. This is the happy family card, emotional wellness, just like this card says, emotional new beginning, intuitive new beginning. It's a beautiful new beginning. Truly that dream reality that I keep talking about on February 20th, 2026 with Neptune and Saturn coming together at 0 degree Aries. It is available for us. It is there. It is a whole new era and a new world that is available for all of us. We are this powerful to create that dream reality. We just need to focus. We need to stay focused and stop blaming and shaming and stop telling the victim stories. I feel like it's the same story every day, but it's getting louder. We can't ignore it anymore. We can't ignore the shadows anymore. We can't ignore the triggers anymore. It's becoming more pronounced as we approach this solar eclipse that is opposing Saturn. That might not feel good for a lot of people, but on the other side of it is truly a whole new beginning if we're willing to do the work. Here's the card. Sekhmet, the Red Lady. I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Whew, that is shadow work at its finest. I honor the anger that I had from the bully. Those rascals, the biggest rascals in our lives, those bullies, those biggest bullies that we've had that have been committed to fully misunderstanding us. They are fully committed to misunderstanding our words, misunderstanding our mission, misunderstanding us, not seeing us, not hearing us. Thank you. Thank you to them because it woke me up to remember that light, to remember that I am that light, to remember that I'm here to shine the light, and to remind you that you also are that innocent soul with that light that's inside of you. And that's what Sekhmet's saying. That anger, that sacred anger wakes you up. These triggers that are on repeat, they're sacred reminders of who the fuck you are. So why not embrace them? And it's normal. We're all being triggered right now on a large, grand scale. This solar eclipse is a new beginning on steroids. What's happening out there in the world, it might get even louder. That's what I'm seeing in the astrology. We're going to keep reading. I'm going to keep reading the astrology past the eclipse on the 21st because the astrology is gnarly. This sacred anger is our abracadabra, powerful new beginning. If we're willing to embrace those triggers, focus our thoughts, because when we take charge of our emotions can no longer take charge of us. That's the power of shadow work. Pick up my shadow work book if you need some more guidance on that. Also, I have a shadow work video series on my YouTube channel here. If you want a step by step, how do you do shadow work? I have a video series on that. Now's the time. We're all being triggered. Now's the time to own it because this dream reality is upcoming if we're willing to do the work. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.